This is the Tigers Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Detroit Tigers. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hey, how about it? How about it? Make it 9 of their last 11. The Detroit Tigers shut out the Minnesota Twins 4-0. And I tell you what, this game checked a lot of boxes. Jackson Jobe, first career MLB victory. Spencer Torkelson continues to rake. We're going to talk about all that. Plus, of course, we'll have our player of the game turning point. And oh, by the way, we've got a special guest joining us right off the bat. So don't go anywhere. Alive, Locked On Tigers Postcast begins right now. And don't forget, this is your destination for all things Detroit Tigers. Postgame, free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, on YouTube, it's all part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team each and every day. Don't forget to check out Locked On Tigers with Scott Bentley, which is my seamless segue into welcoming on Scott Bentley, the much anticipated collaboration that the people have been waiting for. Thanks so much for joining us, man. And how the heck are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Last year with the introduction of the postcast and everything, we just couldn't line anything up, off rip. So I'm glad you reached out to me and we're like, we should make it a point to do more stuff together. And it's only April and we're already here, baby. I feel good.
Absolutely. And we even joked, we got a few more baseball games ahead. So if it doesn't work out this time, we'll make it happen. No doubt about that. But you're the busiest man in Detroit sports. So I understand, just getting you on the calendar, man, it is a treat. And like we said, pre-show, what a time. The Tigers are playing some ball. Jackson Jobe, first career victory. Spencer Torkelson continues to rake. I mean, this makes our job fun and easy.
Yeah, man. It's crazy what winning does after, a decade of not. It's a lot of not only good baseball, but good for radio too, man. A lot of really fun storylines already. And it's, April 12th.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it. I mean, where do you want to even start? I think we got to start with Jackson Jobe. I mean, my goodness, he was dazzling on the mound. And we all knew this was in there. We knew it was coming. It wasn't a matter of if, but a matter of when. And what better time than to put the team on his back a little bit here today, and you clinch your fourth straight series win for the Tigers. What impressed you the most about Jackson Jobe? Real quick, his line, 6 innings, just the 2 hits, obviously 0 earned runs, only 2 Ks in there, but man, he was attacking hitters today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that that point at the end is probably the biggest takeaway I have from this outing was, the first time through the lineup, he was still trying to nibble a little bit too much, spraying the ball a little bit, deep in counts, walking batters, etc. And by the time the lineup turned over once and he started facing everybody the second time through, he made adjustments, and in-game adjustments is a sign of such a mature player and somebody who I'm sure has, Feder in his ear consistently. We know how good of a job he does. So yeah, man, I was really, really impressed with after the first time through the lineup, the adjustments he made to fill the zone a lot more and kind of realize, okay, even if I'm not getting swing and miss, his stuff is so good that it's almost impossible to square up if you don't know it's coming. And so he was just like, I'm just going to throw my, nasty stuff just in the zone and kind of just say, you want to hit it, you go try. And I think that is easily my biggest takeaway. And the thing that I was most excited about was, that second end of the second inning on, he just looked like a completely different pitcher for sure.
And speaking of that, the battery mate. I mean, you've got a different catcher behind the dish. No Dylan Dingler this afternoon. Nito makes his MLB debut, getting called up from Toledo. And the job that he did behind the dish, I think, says a lot of just credit to him. I mean, the chemistry that they had in obviously their first start together, very impressive.
Yeah, no, I think one of the things I think I might have talked about this on air at some point last week, but one of the more impressive, evidence of foresight by this coaching staff and by AJ is The broadcast talked about it actually last week. I think it was Dan Petrie, Nito caught the entire rotation at least once in spring training. And like, that's intentional. That is very intentional, and something that they realize that even if he's not on the 40 man on opening day, he is the third guy. And if either of these catchers go down, it's going to be him. So they got him prepared in the best way. And Nito hasn't been a major leaguer because he can't hit, not because he can't call a darn good baseball game. That's why he's been, in a bunch of different organizations and gotten major league time. So cool for Jobe to be able to have a veteran receiver like that in this game. And yeah, I think that that was obviously a very impressive game by both members of the battery there for sure.
Absolutely. And accuracy is number one on this program. Let me back up. Meant Tigers debut, not big league debut, because Benetti talked about that a little bit, that he's no stranger to catching some big arms. So my apologies there. But Tigers debut, good to see him behind the dish, and obviously gelling with our guy, Jackson Jobe. It's a Locked On Tigers postcast. If you're just joining us on the YouTube, say hello in the comments. I bet we've got a million comments coming in because we got a celebrity in the house. We got Scott Bentley with us, the host of Locked On Tigers. And let's move to the offensive side of things that we could just talk all day about Spencer Torkelson. But my goodness, you talk about a torque bomb into the upper deck. I mean, I can't even get through describing it without grinning from ear to ear, because this is a guy you have to feel so good for.
Yeah, man. One of the coolest storylines of the Tigers season so far, if not just it's him and Mize. Like, it's the two 1-1s are probably the two coolest storylines of the year so far. And like, obviously the home run is awesome, and like, that's what everyone's going to focus on, and they should. He absolutely destroyed that baseball. But the single he had earlier in the game, I almost am more impressed with, because that is a fastball that he just perfectly timed up, and like, that was the issue, right? Like, the issue was he wasn't before this year able to be on time for anything over like 94, 95 miles an hour. And now it's a regular occurrence. He's been all over any velocity this season. And yeah, man, like, I know you've talked about it. I know I've talked about it. The mechanical adjustments he's made have just led to such great results. It's like you said, it's something that everybody you almost have to root for it. It's just absolutely awesome to see.
And on top of that, I thought his first at bat of the game, I mean, the Tigers have just pounced on the opposition in the first inning, and the run expectancy was a little bit more than just the one run with that situation. But for him, first and third, find a ball he can drive to the outfield and get a sacrifice fly to get the Tigers up on the board early, you'll take that.
Yeah, well, and that is such an impressive piece of hitting. Like, you watch that at bat, he so clearly is loading and taking his step as if he is going to get a fastball. He doesn't. He gets a curveball low and away, and you can see real time him make adjustments and just go, you know what, I'm getting this ball in the air and scoring a run no matter what, even if it's not, the home run that I was preparing for because I was sitting fastball. You can see him sit fastball, get curveball, adjust midair, and still, flick his wrists out there and get a fly ball. That's a great point. I totally forgot about that at bat. That might have even been more impressive than either of the other two, just because of that kind of mid-pitch adjustment that he was able to make. Yeah, man, like, just absolutely awesome. And yeah, he's certainly not going anywhere anytime soon. That's for sure.
Last thing I got for you, Scott, will you let you go on and enjoy the rest of your Saturday? The bullpen. It wasn't perfect last night, but enough to get the job done. And this afternoon, 3 impressive innings of scoreless work, obviously, to preserve that shutout. And it's hard to talk about the bullpen, and it is still very early and whatnot. But what we saw today, I still think this is a strength of the team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have no worries about Reese Olson or Jackson Jobe in the starting rotation, and I really have no worries about the bullpen either. Was it the prettiest thing in the world? No, but at the same time, like, it still made it a comfortable victory. Like, I guess maybe you were considering they were warming up Canely just in case there at the end, but like, Brebbia was able to close the door, and it's the depth that really makes it great. You throw Hannafy out there 2 games in a row, and you preserve some of the the grade A arms, the A tier, the S tier arms that you need in like those 1 and 2 run games, because you're able to use kind of the lower leverage Brebbias and Hanafis that are still really good and would be, Hanafi, I'm convinced, would be a high leverage guy on just about any other team in baseball. So, the fact that you're able to use those guys and kind of you can tax their arms now and then give them days off for close games and go back to your A team later is it's about as perfect as you can draw it up.
The boys are having fun. We're having fun, Scott. Appreciate the time, man. We got to do this more often. It's
absolutely, brother.
Blast. And you know what? If we just randomly pick Tigers games to do a little collab like we did today, and they show out with Jackson Jobe, 6 innings of scoreless work, Torkelson home runs, we'll have to do it more often, man.
You're dang right, brother. No, I appreciate it.
There you go. Scott Bentley joining us on a live Locked On Tigers postcast. You got to check out Locked On Tigers. If you don't, you're crazy. I know most do as is, but you can catch it Monday through Friday or wherever you get your podcasts, of course, on Locked On, all part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Coming up, we'll do all the stuff that Locked On makes me do, our player of the game, our turning point, all that good stuff, and we'll continue to talk about this victory. We'll take your comments as well. So don't go anywhere. The live Locked On Tigers postcast continues in just a moment. All right, this episode of the Locked On Tigers postcast is brought to you by Upwork. All right, my friends, listen up and listen good. I'm going to tell you all about Upwork. If you need to hire experienced, quality personnel, freelance talent, listen up. Scaling your business requires that expertise, and at the right time with Upwork, you can find specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and so much more. These guys are experts. They're ready to help you take your business to the next level. Upwork gives the business flexibility by connecting them with top freelance talent across multiple industries, and that includes IT, AI, I'm just going to name every letter of the alphabet, just kidding, web development, and marketing. Whether you need extra hands for a project or a long-term partner, Upwork makes hiring simple and affordable. Finding the right talent, if you need help with a marketing campaign, Upwork can connect you with a freelance expert who delivers incredible results. It's also cost-effective because instead of hiring full-time, Upwork helps you find affordable top-tier freelancers to scale your business efficiently. So visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That's UPWORK.com, Upwork.com to connect with top talent and grow your business today. This episode's also brought to you by Supply House. Get the supplies you need from the site that's made for the skilled trades, Supply House. So whether you're into plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with the helpful resources and latest product information to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400 plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. If you need help with an order, guess what? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, as you'll always talk to a real person. That's my favorite part, none of the robot stuff. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage, and now it's your turn. So join the Trade Master program at supplyhouse.com/TM, supplyhouse.com/TM, and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. We're cruising right along on a live Locked On Tigers postcast. Your comments are next. But first, let's get into what we'll be talking about.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Based on that first segment, I think everybody will be talking about the collab of me and Scott Bentley because that was much needed, really enjoyable. And shout out to Scott for joining us on the program. But in all seriousness, Jackson Jobe's first win as a big leaguer with 6 scoreless innings. If this is the type of guy he can be, and that's who the Tigers expect him to be, that's what we'll be talking about today and moving forward. By the way, Spencer Torkelson's impressive resurrection and turnaround, albeit still small sample size. We got to continue to say that. But man, how about Spencer Torkelson looking like the 1-1 guy the Tigers drafted him to be? How about a turning point segment?
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
This game was won when the Tigers stepped out of the dugout to face the Minnesota Twins, because that is a team that is really, no, I kid around a little bit. But at the same time, you looked at those two teams. One team is absolutely thriving and playing with a level of confidence, while the Minnesota Twins look to be a little bit, soul searching a bit in this early struggle portion of the season for the Minnesota Twins. But turning point, you can go with first inning, where the Tigers continue to be one of the best in all of baseball and jumping on their opposition early, as well as the home run by Spencer Torkelson that really broke this game open. How about our
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Kid gets his first career win. You got to give it to Jackson Jobe. I mean, 6 innings scoreless, attacking the zone, keeping hitters off balance, and earning that first win. I'm sure that celebration after today will feel good. I was also impressed with the psyche of the player. And Benetti and Andy Dirks talked about this a great deal, where the guy he grew up in a home with sports, and obviously the relationship he had with his dad helped, really foster that mindset of what it takes to be an athlete at the highest level. So great stuff there. Can't wait to continue watching Spencer Torkelson too, but Jackson Jobe as well. All right, let's get some comments in, because you guys are the best, and we'll try to get through as many as we can. This from Jason Cox. I'm excited for this Tigers team. Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? Jason Walter with Dad and Bonus Dad together. Yes, please. Absolutely. We're going to try and do as many of these collabs between Scott and I as possible. You got Joel Jackson saying Jobe went off. Great job. Love that. How about Darth Twerk saying Jake and Scott and a Tigers win. Best day ever. Appreciate that, Darth. That's really good stuff. Justin Brown with what a gem of a game. No doubt about it. Paul Forster giving me the caps lock with torque. You got to love that as well. And Dennis with the Go Tigers. Can't go wrong with any of those. We appreciate everybody tuning in. This one from R1VJ4, which we can always count on for the fire takes. AJ passes awesomeness in Tigers win. I did not know that. Oh, man, too bad AJ wasn't the coach at that time. Oh, we're having a happy day. Why do we have to think about that? Oh, man, that is too bad, because that was a team. Oh, I was having such a great day until I just thought of that potential. AJ Hinch managing that team in, what would that be, 2014, 15? 13, 14, that era. But I appreciate everybody tuning in today. Only one postcast today. We'll have 2 again tomorrow with Tigers and Pistons. Tigers go for the series sweep tomorrow. Casey Mize on the bump. Pistons conclude the regular season against the Milwaukee Bucks. They've solidified the 6th seed. Either way, make sure you join us on Locked On Sports Detroit. Like and subscribe. Locked On Tigers postcast as well. Like and subscribe. And hey, let's do this more often. Tigers get the shutout win over the Minnesota Twins, 4-0. The final in this one. Jackson Jobe, first career win in the big. Spencer Torkelson, another home run. He had 3 RBI on the day. And Detroit has won 9 of 11. They're in first place in the AL Central and will go for the series sweep tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Maybe catch some golf, watch the Masters, whatever it is that you got going. We appreciate you for making this part of your day. And as always, thanks to Scott Bentley for hopping on. We'll do it again sometime. Tigers beat the Twins 4-0. See you next time.